Hey, this is Gene at DNS Bait, and this report is current as of October 3rd here. Fishing around town, there's still quite a few guys fishing. Our water temperatures are still hovering into those 63 to 5 area or so on all the whole chain as far as I can tell. Up here on Lake Mendota, the action is pretty slow. There's a handful of guys catching a few nice perch. I take that back. A few nice bluegills out on the bars, Dunn's Bar, over by Second Point, and over by Burley Street. And they're anywhere from the weed edge out to about 19, 20 feet of water in the rocks. I even heard some bluegills as deep as 30 feet. White bass action's been a little quiet here recently. And I haven't talked to a lot of guys fishing smallmouth. That doesn't mean you shouldn't go out and try. I just haven't had that many customers through the store that have been doing that right now. Over on Lake Monona, bluegill fishermen are having a little bit of luck with some suspended fish out in deep water, 40 and 50 feet of water. I think those shallow weed line fish have been a little more difficult lately. The shore fishermen over at the convention center are still catching a handful of crappies and bluegills, although that action slowed down from the way it was last week. Last week they were doing real well over there. This time of the year you want to start looking for some bluegills and crappies to start moving into the Monona Bay area underneath the bridges on John Nolan Drive. And also the muskie fishermen have been reporting some success over there again in the last week. Some nighttime stuff and some early morning stuff throwing bucktails. That west end of the lake seems to be the most productive end. But I haven't got any real specifics, but I have heard of a couple of fish up into the low to mid-40s caught in the last week or so. Over on Lake Wabeesa, there's still some crappies suspended out in the deeper part of the lake, out in the main basin. There's a few perch along the weed lines in a few areas. I've heard over by Christie's been producing a few fish. And they've been getting some bluegills drifting on that east shore, like from the Green Lantern down towards the Beach House restaurant there, in about 15 to 18 feet of water. There seem to be bluegills scattered along through there. Up on Mud Lake, I did get a good report of some bluegills over there in the last couple of days out in the dredge hole, and they seem to have been out in the deeper part of the dredge hole and right on the bottom. 20 feet of water or so seems to be producing pretty well here lately. Muskie fishermen have been having a little bit of success on Lake Wabeesa. They've been doing a little trolling and some casting on some of the bars. I haven't got any real specifics, although I did hear they've been quite a few guys down there fishing. I did hear they're getting some muskies over on Lake Wingrid too. I'm sorry I forgot to mention that. And Lake Kegonsa continues to be pretty quiet this time of the year. Just haven't heard too much at all down that way. I'm starting to hear a little bit about some walleyes up on Lake Wisconsin and then up at the Dells Dam up in that area too, and some smallmouth in the river there. And that's about all I have for you right now. So if you got any information you'd like to share, you can call me at the store, 608-241-4225. Or if you're on the road and want to use the phone-in report, that number is 244-3474. That spells Big Fish, 608-244-3474. Thanks, guys.